Great morning, marvelous morning, fantastic morning. Why? Because our Creator woke you up and woke me up this day, this moment. We should rejoice and be glad in it. Listen, some people didn't wake up this morning. Some people didn't even make it through the night. But we were chosen, and therefore we should give honor, praise, and homage to the Creator who touched us with the gift of life. I'm going to tell you right now, the devil is a liar. And listen, when you have patience, when you have spiritual connection, when you yield to the Spirit, you don't worry about nothing. It's never too late to do the Creator's work. So, welcome to Free from Recovery, Emerge Empowered, to hope, to give hope to others, help others prosper equally. And so that's what I always say when I come on every morning, because it is our conversation that's free. And so I want to start off by saying, listen, are you tired of being broke and broken? No. Are you tired of being broken and broke? It doesn't matter which way you do it, because I have found that it is my brokenness in a holistic manner that keeps me broke. And many people may think it's a financial thing, and to some extent it is, but we're talking about spiritual wholeness that can create spiritual wealth. So are you tired of being broken? And are you tired of being broke? So let's see. Let's ask some questions, okay? All right. So here we have the first question: are you tired? The second question would be, where did the foundation? How did it all begin? Do you even know you're broken and broke? Mhm. Who started it all? So we talked about that a few days ago, beginning January the 1st of 2024. Yes, I was compelled to get back on to share my experience, my strength, my hope to others who, like me, are still broken and broke. But guess what? A change has come for me, and a change has come for you. Why? The fact that you are listening to me right here, right now, this present moment that will never, ever, ever come again. Man is on secular time, but my God that I now know is on sacred time. So let us dive into a overview of what we've been talking about here lately, right? And we have been talking about how the foundation of our brokenness began as a child. We talked about how the perpetuation of brokenness and broke has been a generational issue, perpetuated down from our culture, our beginnings. So many of you know we were born kings and queens. We had great spirituality, we had great wealth, and I believe our brokenness began there. Dr. Alvin Turner, he said the Western culture focuses on the wrong question by saying, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Why you acting like that? Why you this? Why you that? No, Alvin Turner said from our culture, and the right question to ask is, what happened to you? What happened to you? And so, being a part of a 12-step spiritual program, I found out what happened to me. Y'all hold on, because it says my battery is low. Hold on. Mm-mm. I love you, Lord. I tell you. Y'all just stay right there. Don't go nowhere. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, let's see. go there. And let's put you back here. Okay. And let's plug you in here. And guess what? While I'm at it, let me get my coffee. Okay. So, hold on. Woo, to God be the glory, I tell you. So I'm back. See, that's what I mean when I say it's a conversation, because anything can happen. Let's take a drink of coffee, okay? And so when I think about how it all started, Dr. Alvin Turner helped me to recognize that the question of what happened really, really resonated with the essence of my soul. And so I'm also touched with wanting to know why I was created. I was created whole. But what has made me broken? That creates, right? Being broke. What happened to me? And so many of you know now that I've been a part of the 12-step spiritual program for be 34 years, February the 22nd of 1990. Now, I'm letting y'all know I am adjusting to my camera, which was not working, which is why I was late. So if it seemed like I'm off beam, guess what? Don't look at the messenger, listen to the message. All right, so when I think about being a part of a 12-step spiritual program, I often wonder how the series of awakenings, not knowing they were spiritual in nature, but now I know, because all things work for the good, for your good, for those who love the Lord. Yes, I proclaim it. I love my Creator. Yes. Why? Because of my knee-bowing experiences. But the one and only one that created that knee-bowing experience was on February the 22nd of 1990. Y'all know the story. Underneath a parked car, as an alcoholic, a crackhead, a prostitute, getting high with my own stepson, doing all kind of sexual favors for him. When it was all said and done, he wanted to harm me like any bitch in the street. So I placed myself underneath that parked car after getting a flashback from my past of going underneath the bed when I was afraid. Yes. And so while underneath that parked car, my life flashed before me. And I was saying then, Edwina, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And so it was revealed to me that deep down inside of all of God's creation is a spot reserved just for the Creator, that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, and that will come for me with that knee-bound experience. And when I hollered out these words, take me out this life now, or show me a better way, I haven't looked back. And it's been 34 years as of February the 23rd of 2024. If God chooses to allow me to live. But then if he didn't, I am so grateful, so happy that I was chosen. Yes, my brokenness as a child and the foundation of learning how to steal, learning how to manipulate, learning how to put the mask on, learning how to lie, learning how to hide, learning how to conceal what needed to be revealed in order for me to heal, learning how to keep secrets. All that created brokenness. The competition with my siblings, the competition even with my mother, the seductive ways I try to get my dad's attention. That all sounds like brokenness. Harmony? Nah. brokenness. And so when we talk about the foundation and being a part of a 12-step program, the God that I now know and am serving, right, chose me to live. And so being a part of a 12-step spiritual program. Yes, I talked about the Bible being a resource of mine, but guess what? Even though it's the most popular book in the world, there wasn't a Bible in my house. No, it wasn't. And so y'all know the story. And so being a part of a 12-step spiritual program, I learned that there's a difference between spiritual and religion. Spirituality is what? Of the spirit. Religion is man-made, but I got caught up like anything else in this domestication, as the 4 Agreements by the Ruiz family will talk about. Once you listen to those tapes and get that book, we were domesticated. And my recovery says all human beings are ill to some extent, and we are, by the nature of being born into. So when I ask, what's wrong with you, Edwina? This process helped me to find out what happened to me that created my brokenness and being broke. In addition to that, knowing where it all started. Yes, going back in my inventory, as the 12 steps talks about, and identifying the dynamics, right, of the, we didn't call it dysfunction back then. We thought everything was normal. Fighting, fussing, drinking, smoking, prostitution, Yes. And so, yes, the Bible, not in my house, but we went to church on special occasions, told to say a prayer before we eat and we go to bed. And then, of course, being introduced to the 12-step spiritual program. And after 15 years in the spiritual program, I was introduced to the religion of my choice, but with a spiritual foundation. And so these are the resources that guide me, strengthen me, right? Direct me so that I can continue my spiritual growth. And identifying, wanting to acknowledge and become aware of and accept my brokenness and being broke, that there's a way out. There's a pathway to freedom from recovery, emerge empowered to give hope to others, help others prosper equally. And that's what I'm doing with you. And so, yes, the next resource, right, was the 4 Agreements, as I mentioned. Oh, y'all got to get that book. You got to listen to the tape. Go on YouTube. Type in the 4 Agreements by the Ruiz family. It changed, and it's changing my life because I got to listen to it over and over again. I got to read it over and over again because guess what? The spiritual student remains ready. So the spiritual teachers can continue to appear. Yes. So be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make any assumptions, right? Always do your best. And the 5th agreement that's not listed on this is be skeptical, but learn to listen. Most of us here, are you listening to me now? Are you tired of being broken? In relationships, in your emotional status, in your finances, in your journey on this earth, are you tired of being broken? With yourself, with others, the world. Don't feel like you belong. You are connected. Why you can't go? Why you can't get? Why you can't perform? Why? Because of our brokenness. That for some of us, it has become comfortable. Oh, hell to the no. Oh, no, not for me. And guess what? Not for you. Because there are pathways forward. And I am here to share mine like I'm doing now. Freedom from recovery, emerge empowered to give hope to others, help others prosper equally. I was tired of being broken and broke. And so utilizing these pathways, these spiritual resources, is helping me towards spiritual wholeness and spiritual wealth, as described by Dr. Sonia of P3 Global. Yes, 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 yes. See, every time that I recognize that I thirst for more, I hunger for more spirituality, things, begin to move and shift, and I begin to say, oh, what was that? Oh, what was this? Okay. So that means I am spiritually looking and searching for more. Why? Because I need to continue to address, acknowledge, embrace, accept. There are still areas in my life where I am broken. It's still broken. But not now. Why? Because guess what? I want to be able to share with you. And this is amazing. This is how Dr. Sonia did it, right? And is doing it. She is kicking butt spiritually. She is empowering individuals, particularly women. Turn your pain into gain, right? If you didn't come from a wealthy family, let a wealthy family come from you. And during my history, I know my culture, my origin was full of kings and queens and wealth and spirituality. Because we or them or whatever allowed invasion that created the brokenness, the separation, and began to deplete our wealth. Okay. I have a saying that in what, so what, now what? What's next? What's the right thing to do about it? No! What's the next right spiritual thing to do about it? Learn, seek. Why? How? Was my brokenness even started, the foundation? Not even recognizing my brokenness until Edwina, you said something. Okay? And so now that I have been empowered through my recovery in a 12-step program, I am now getting my doctorate in biblical studies just to learn more about the God who met me, delivered me, and prepared me underneath that parked car. He didn't call me to preach. I wanted to know about that force who did for me what no human being could do. My mother prayed for me. Oh my God, she did. Laid hands on me and all that. But she was limited. Because guess what? She too was broken and broke. But she was wealthy in her faith. She was wealthy in her faith. She was wealthy in her prayer line. And guess what? I am the same way. And so that's why this year of new beginnings, I have accepted the challenge. Yes, of getting back on here, stepping out on faith. And guess what? Well, I need a drink. A drink of coffee. Guess what? I've allowed my brokenness to create procrastination, laziness. I've allowed fear, even though I know the acronym for fear is face everything and recover, face everything and rejoice, face everything and be restored, that my humanness overshadows my spirituality, and I succumb to more brokenness. But not no more. Which is why I said, listen, I'm going to start this thing one day at a time. I'm going to follow the instructions and the suggestions of Dr. Sonia, implement the 5 agreements by the Ruiz family, continue practicing the 12 spiritual principles of Alcoholics Anonymous, continue to attend my church affiliation. Yes, I forgot to mention that. I've been a part of a church for 18 years. Me in church, pastor's congregation, oh hell to the no. But my God changed my heart and said, no, you need a shepherd. You need a fellowship. You need a church family. But your foundation is and will always be spirituality. And so, yes, my pastor, Dr. Christopher Allen Bullock, and my first lady, Dr. Debbie Bullock, they feed me as their sheep. I don't know about nobody else. I don't know about nobody else. But for them to accept a person like me, a former crackhead, an alcoholic, a prostitute, all that stuff, right? And guess what? What's in your closet? We are all broken, and we are all broke in a specific way, form, or fashion. But what are we going to do about it? So I'm doing something about it. I'm sitting here talking to you. I'm also sitting here wanting to invite you, and you to join me on my virtual presentations so we can talk about our brokenness and being broke, but more importantly, the pathways that are available to freedom, spiritual wholeness, and spiritual wealth holistically. Yes. So I will be hosting a virtual presentation on a weekly basis, and it's going to start in January. I just haven't selected the date. I had to yield to the spirit. I'm also going to host monthly master classes. So when you come to my virtual presentations and I plant the seed of curiosity, right, on how I can become whole and how I can become spiritually wealthy. Yes. And once that seed is planted, you're going to want more. Just like I wanted more with Dr. Sonia. So monthly, we're going to have, and I'm going to host a master class, right? And so the virtual presentation is about 90 minutes to an hour. The master classes will be up to 2 hours, because we're going deep. We're going deep. We're going deep. And then 3 times a year, I'm going to host a 3 to 5 day combat session. Yes, boot camp. Boot camp is what they call it, where we going to meet every day, and we going to dissect any and everything that will bring us more awareness and more acceptance, right? And embracing our brokenness and being broke. But the goal is to break out of it. Not just for the day, not just for tomorrow, but to make it a way of life. So that I can leave a legacy of spiritual wholeness and spiritual wealth to our family. I didn't come from my biological parents, right, wealthy. I didn't come from my biological parents whole. But guess what? And what? So what now? What? What's the next right thing to do? No. What's the next right spiritual thing to do? Right? Utilize these resources, these spiritual resources that I have been sharing with you on how I have been set free. Right? Now, listen, I promise y'all a half hour. So y'all need to endure this for 5 more minutes, because again, the enemy didn't give it no power, because I was listening to AJ Harding this morning. That's my boy. That's my baby. Him and his wife Tanya. Yes. No. I was listening to him. Don't have no distractions when your creator has an assignment for you. No distraction. So even though this camera didn't want it, whatever, I took my time, went through my house, and found my portable camera. I tried to find out what was going on, knowing that it didn't matter. No distractions. And so when y'all are invited to my virtual presentations, my master classes, my 3 to 5 day boot camp, if in fact you can't wait, I can come as your transformational speaker, your coach, your consultant. Yes. And guess what? By doing these things, by completing my assignments, right? By scheduling these various vehicles on these many platforms, I too will be gaining more holistic wholeness and spiritual wealth. Yes. And so guess what? My book is named. It's just about done because Dr. Sonia said, listen, it ain't that hard. Are you tired of being broke? Are you tired of being broken? So the name of it, Are You Tired of Being Broken and Broke? And the subtitle is Pathways to Holistic Spiritual Wholeness and Spiritual Wealth. Yes. So when you come to my virtual presentation, you're going to get a glimpse of my first book. As it was written, it's my journey from crack to Christ, right? I kept a journal for the first 4 years in my recovery. Yes, from 1990 to 1993. Who would have ever known that on January 11th of 1990, I wrote in my journal entry, visions of being a speaker and a writer. Whoa. So don't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. So you will get that glimpse of that book, and hopefully it will encourage you to start keeping a journal. I had no idea God was going to publish it. And when I say everything is in there, everything is in there. But guess what? I'm free. I embraced my brokenness and being broke. But now that I have these opportunities to turn it around, guess what? I will. I am. And will continue to. I need another drink of coffee. I get so excited. Right? And so, as I continue on this journey, one day at a time, 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time, practicing staying in the present, I will share with you any and all things that help me. And maybe you can share some things that help you, and we can join forces and work together. Free from recovery, emerge empowered to give hope to others, help others prosper equally. Women, men, particularly women, you have your own business, want to start your own business. Oh, guess what? Dr. Sonia has the blueprint, and I've taken her courses. I've taken her boot camp. I am about to go on another seminar with her because I am hungry. I am thirsty for knowledge on accepting, embracing, and addressing my brokenness and being broke. Okay? So, all right. I have 1 more minute. So, woo, you see how pumped up I get? I thank God that I can be transparent. Taking off the mask, the makeup, this and that, and no. And guess what? One time or another, you're going to see these dentures come out. Because I almost couldn't find them this morning. Which is why I share with you being authentic and transparent for me. It's crucial. I want you to feel my energy. Not look at me like this. No, listen to the message. No, my brokenness and being broke began with me wanting to take off all the masks and set before my God spiritually naked so that he can unravel that onion and get to the core of my essence. I want to help you do the same thing. Okay? So, look forward to my virtual presentations. It's going to be weekly. My monthly master classes. And my 3 to 5 day boot camp. If you need me as a speaker, a coach, a consultant, guess what? Call me if you need someone to talk to. I love y'all. You know why? Because I love me today. And you know why I love me today? Because I learned that he first loved me. So my job, my obligation, my honor is to give back to you what was freely given to me. Unconditional love. Have a blessed day.